Welcome back. The Kwik Trip Holiday Basketball Tournament Championship at Bethany Lutheran College is finally here. It's Maple River up against Janesville Waldorf Pemberton. First half, Bulldogs strike first. Gavin Weidman pulls up for the triple and gets it to drop. JWP at it again. Dalton Bauer dishes to Gavin Bauer Jr. with an easy score down low. Bulldogs jump out to an 8-0 run to start this one. Weidman connects on another three. Maple River responds at the other end. Emery Stevens goes to work down low, beats the defense for two. Later, Eagles with the second chance points. That's Landon Gartner with the putback. Eagles finding their rhythm. Cole Davis cuts the hoop, stops, then banks it in. 1 point game between these two teams at halftime before the Bulldogs pull away in the second. JWP wins this by a final of 68-46. Bulldogs are 10-0 on the season and the Kwik Trip Holiday Basketball Tournament champions. Third place game features two new Ulm teams, the Eagles of Public and Chargers of Minnesota Valley Lutheran. Second half, close matchup. Chargers Pearson Brown gets downhill and scores. MVL keeps it rolling. Luke Merseth misses, but Blake Sexton cleans it up with the board and bucket. All tied at 58 under 5 to go. Eagles defense comes up big. Mitchell Hopp with the steal. Junior goes coast to coast and waits for it before converting for two. All tied at 60 now, 90 seconds left. Hopp with the ball again. He'll take it himself. Good decision from the junior. It's tied at 62. Fast forward now. Eagles up 64-63. 9 ticks left. The inbounds winds up going out of bounds and isn't touched by anybody. Chargers have a chance to get the last shot in the win, but the Eagles defense comes up with a clutch turnover. Thriller between these two teams as New Ulm wins 64-63 for third place. To the Myron Glass Classic, Waseca and Lourdes in action. Isaiah Williams working with it for Lourdes, drops it to Eli Hust. The bank is open on this Monday evening, but the Blue Jays take it right down the floor. Deron Russell elevates and hammers it through. Big slam pads Waseca's lead. Loose ball, Waseca trying to push in transition, but Williams is there to pick the pass back down the court to Aaron Johnson. That's poked away, but Caleb Williams picks it up. His floater drops. Eagles running in transition again. Williams has it knocked loose in the paint, but Aaron Johnson's there to prevent the takeaway. Johnson with two in close. Caleb Williams on the drive. The strong take to the rack can't fall. Great vision by Owen Onstad. On the outlet to Russell, leaves from two to flush this one home. Blue Jays going to win this one by a final of 81-54.